Hey guys, Matt Cichlid Dojo, back with another monthly Fishroom update for September. Just squeaked this one in. Wasn't sure if I was going to do a September one, but found a little window, a little sunny weather, and thought might as well just knock this one down for you guys. Try to make a commitment to doing a monthly. Like all the monthly Fishroom update videos, I try to cover everything in the Fishroom, stuff that is new projects, and most importantly, fish that are available. So stay tuned. Gonna have some pretty big group that's gonna be up for grabs here. So stay tuned if you want interested in that. We'll get right in here. I usually go straight back here to the 150 gallon here with the Rictus carpentis, the Escondido pair. Sorry for the glare. We'll get right in here. The big pair's doing good. So these guys will move a little to the right, but they're doing good. Haven't seen a spawn out of them in a month or two, but they're good. Males doing the same. They're doing good as a pair. No big beatings, although he does sometimes chase after her, kind of after I pull a spawn, which is sort of normal for cichlids. But again, I've said it 1,000 times, you can't ask for more. In the carpentis pair, with their aggressive nature, especially the males toward the females. And as you can see, the single guy over here on the right, he had a female. I had those breeder boxes like I always do on the top, and with the breeder boxes sometimes there's a little gap. It's really hard to kind of have to make your own blockade, if you will. And I didn't do a good enough job. Actually, I was out for a few days on a fishing trip, and sure enough, she had jumped out. So it doesn't happen often, but when it does, very upset about that. So this guy, I'm in a really nice male here, proven breeder, multiple times, actually multiple different females. I'm gonna have to move this guy, unfortunately. Really like this guy too, beautiful fish, but he's going to have to go. So message me if you're interested. In addition, I have tons of fry off of this big pair that I've had for quite a while now, 5 years, somewhere around there, and a lot of their fry, and some are in that 1.5 inch range. So message me if you're interested in the fry or the nice big male here on the right. Okay. Moving down below, we have a big batch of their fry. These aren't the largest ones, although a lot of these are 1 to 1.5 inches. I do have some bigger ones, which we'll get to in a second. Before we go over there, this is the True Green Terror, the wild caughts. I have 7 wild caughts in here, my breeders. Although it's been some time since they've had a spawn, maybe 1.5 years ago, but really wish you could see the males in here. I think that's a female back there. Just go look at some of my other video. When I do the lighted thing, tank lights on at night, and that's the only tank. There's a big male. There's multiple big males. These things are just getting big, beefy, and tough decision on these guys, because I do have a group of their F1s, and obviously I like to keep, not so many tanks of the same species, and so I've had to make a really tough decision, and probably going to move on with this wild caught group of 7. Obviously incredibly rare, maybe the rarest species in the hobby, not sure, and wild caughts also. And then breeders. So only serious inquiries if you're interested. I'm going to move them locally. I really don't feel like shipping them, and I'm not going to take the risk on something this high dollar value. So local people, message me if you're interested. I've offered to 1 or 2 of my buddies, and they're contemplating, but not going to be cheap, obviously. And go check out some of the light of tank video with these guys. Absolutely stunning, amazing fish. The male, the big male, actually there's 2 big males in there, but the big dominant male in there is just outstanding. And it's, again, it has not been an easy decision. But with limited tanks and projects and priorities that you want to get done, sometimes you have to make those tough decisions. So anyways, message me if you're interested on those guys. Down below here, these are some of those bigger carpentis, 1.5 inch plus, but I think I said just saying plus minus on these. So some of these actually are going to ship out on Monday tomorrow, but message me if you're interested. Alright, next 120 gallon with the Islanus, and they're doing pretty good. Still got my group here, some males. I was moving a few males here and there because definitely male heavy, and I want to hold on to the females to see which one I'm gonna, pair up with a male that I end up keeping and go from there. But absolutely stunning, beautiful, and the colony's doing good right now. I do have smaller ones available. I think I have 7 in that, around that 2-inch range. Absolutely beautiful species. 7 should be about good enough for you to do a nice little group and spread out that aggression for you. So message me if you want to get some of those. They're in one of the last things I'm going to show here. So anyways, Red Islanus doing good. Alright, down below, these are Rio Gaius, F1 Rio Gaius Feste fry. Some of these are shipping out again tomorrow, and they're looking good. Slow growers, but definitely getting them a little bit bigger than previously now that I'm committing more tanks to growing out Feste fry. So there's a lot of them in the 1.5 inch range, but being that they're all in these 60 gallon, 75 gallon tanks, it's only so big I'm going to be able to get them, and when you get them, get a nice little group, definitely put some size on them faster than I can in this big group in a 60, 75 gallon tank. So message me if you're interested. True Red Terrors, F1 Rio Gaius, from that's this population of my big wild cup there. Over here I'm not going to really get to, it's just a 75 gallon. I'm going to do something different with it. There's a few Stalsberg F1s in there, and then I'm going to consolidate with another 90 gallon for the short term. So I'm going to do something different in this tank soon. Down below, these 3 10-gallon tanks on the right are those Jack Dempsey fry. It's just kind of sort of that accomplishment. We got some in here. Just kind of this one that's like 1 inch in here. But anyways, I'm going to have to probably move them up somewhere if I want to keep them growing. In the middle, some of these are doing okay, some aren't doing okay. I actually pulled some fry from the outdoor pond, the Geophagus brasiliensis, that red variant, and just to grow them out. It's been a while since I've had any of those, so I thought, hey, why not? So I got some of those Geophagus in here. And then on the left, you can see them all huddled under the sponge filter, just Parachromis multifasciatus, Freddy's, nice little batch in here, growing out as well. I do have like some bigger ones, 3/4 of an inch plus. If you're interested in those, let me know. I'm gonna go see the parents in a second. Alright, then we got the 240 gallon here. It has both of my big, large Feste pairs. These should be hiding, but we'll try to zoom in. A little rainbow action coming in somehow from outdoors. But anyways, here's the big male. And then his female. Hiding in a little tube by design. She can fit, he can't. It's gotten to that size. And then the wild caught pairs over here on the left. You see that big, nice big female. and she's doing good. It's been about a month and a half, 2 months since they've spawned. Probably expect something from them soon, I would guess. And I've got a little gash on the side there. Paying attention to that. But besides that, they're doing good. Wild caught Rio Gaius pair, which I have a lot of fry off of. So message me if you're interested. Big pair hanging in there, doing well. All right. Now we'll move on to a 100, I think it was like a 110 gallon. This has some of the ones I was growing up, the Colombian Merino Feste F1s off my buddy's pair. You can see, I did move that bigger male and a female. The first one that paired up in here because I just was not ready to deal with a pairing and give him some space. But now you're seeing another female right here start to show herself, and not sure who the dominant male is. Might be this guy over here who just kind of hiding back there, or I haven't been paying a ton of attention to these guys. Might be this guy right there. Not really sure, but it doesn't look like. I mean, this guy probably has more color than the rest of them. So potentially another pair may form soon, but these guys are looking good. Fun to grow out different populations, but I get a lot of questions about what's the difference, visual differences between these and the Rio Gaius. I honestly can't answer that question. I mean, these are going to be the first that I'm really growing out. I've seen a lot of the adults and the wild caughts and whatnot. As far as traits, I really can't tell you. Nothing consistently. You could easily look at one fish and say that's what's consistent across the board, but that wouldn't be accurate. You'd have to see plenty of different fish and see a consistency in some trait that is different, and I just haven't seen any of that, so can't tell you right now, but we'll see going forward. Down below, these are some F1 Rio Gaius Feste Fry, smaller guys growing out, so I won't spend too much time on that. Let's move around here. Alright. So this tank right here, it's a little 40 gallon with some Escondido Carpentis. I had bigger ones. I had like a group of like 20 of them. 20 I think in here, I'm not sure. And I just did that in this 40 breeder to grow out bigger ones for people, and then I think most of them moved, and I was stuck with the last 8 smaller ones, and they didn't move for a while, and then started to see some nice ones forming in here, growing, and so I thought, hey, let me just see it through and maybe get a pair out of here. Always love to keep them around that time, and I put that pair across from the big pair when I moved that other single male. But yeah, and then at some point, once I do that, I'll have the other 6. These are all probably in the 2.5 to 3 inch range. Really, really nice, and these are off my big pair. So that gives you any indication of how those other fry are going to turn out. And I didn't even pick and choose. I kind of just kept what was left out of this group, and other people got the nicer, bigger ones, I guess. So anyways, nice little update on these. Down below, let's see, a lot of glare here, but more Escondido Carpentis fry, really small. This is that last batch, probably a month and a half ago, so a decent amount. Moving on, here's the 90 gallon tank. You're gonna have a bunch of skittish true green terrors, the Stalsberg eye, and these are gonna be the ones that eventually I try to work with spawning and keep this group in here while I hopefully someone very lucky is gonna get those wild caughts. So not much to see right now because they're all skittish. 3 10-gallon tanks down below. Left are more Escondido Carpentis. Middle is I think there's like 7 or 9 of those Parachromis multifasciatus fry, probably in that 3/4 of an inch plus size. Let me know if you're interested on those. Need to move those. Make a little space in this 10-gallon. And then I actually have some Tetracanthus Cuban cichlid fry over here. Decided to grow some out. They're small, but doing good. So, moving along. Now to the Freddies. So, basically this tank is divided essentially by 2 pairs, and they kind of meet in the middle, flare up, and they spawn on both sides, and then they're fry. Usually it's really strange, they spawn at the exact same time, so they both have big clouds of fry, and then they move around the tank and they combine and they go back and forth, and I don't think they know which are their fry. Obviously they just treat them all like they're each pair's fry, but it's a lot of fun to watch. So anyways, multifasciatus doing good, just making sure one pair doesn't get too dominant, and have to make a decision. But beautiful fish, beautiful species. Down below I have another batch, small batch of the Norino Colombian Feste F1 fry. I got mine from my buddy, and some of these are getting big. Some of these are definitely over 1.5 inches, maybe closer to 2 inches, but I do have these available. I think I have them listed for 1.5 inches plus minus, but let me know if you're interested. Offering that second locality of red terrors. So send me a message. Move around to the end here. Alright, so we got a 75 divided, still divided, although I know I can't do this for forever. You got this one male Cuban over here pissed off. I think that female might have fry in that pot down there. I haven't cared enough to look, but usually when they get in that sort of breeding dress, that coloration, darker, and then the male starts doing that, probably means there's fry somewhere, or eggs. My big guy, my favorite, is over here on the right. He's doing good. They had a batch of fry, I think, 2 weeks ago. And his female. I always like to mess with the sand there. Doing good. Having fun with the Cuban pair, but obviously in this tank, I can't do that divided thing too much longer. To give the pair on the right the full tank, and then decide what I'm going to do with this pair on the left. Male's attitude is awesome. And then up above, I just have a really nice Aslanus male in quarantine right now. Actually, I'm just fasting him. That's why I have him up here since Friday. I like to fast him for 2 to 3 days before I ship him out. And so instead of starving that whole group, I just pulled them out, and I do that in here, prepare them for shipping in here. So you can see absolutely beautiful fish. A little nuchal hump that went down, but it's still there. And he was one of the bigger dominant ones in that tank. Someone needed a male, so they're going to get this guy. Alright. Down below, more F1 Rio Gaius Feste. Doing good. I left this light on too so that you guys could see it. Turn this off. Alright. Next, 180 gallon. This is where I gotta also make some decisions here. I think what I'm gonna do is move probably 10 to 12 of the Nanolydia. See if I can get in there close. The yellow convicts, some people call them, I guess. I'm gonna have to move them. This is getting too crowded, and I might do I might move some of the Jack Dempseys. Here's a big male. It's a little damage on his dorsal, but he's absolutely beautiful. I may move a few and narrow down and move to a 150-gallon tank. Some of the Jacks, as well as the fire mouths in here. There's that big fire mouth. I'm not really sure where that fish is, but they're doing good. I just might try something different with this 180-gallon tank, but definitely going to keep the Jack Dempsey thing going on. Just loving the species. Beautiful species here. And I don't know if there's a spawn currently in the tank, but they spawn pretty often in here. I think 2 or 3 pairs spawn in here quite a bit. And I've just been pretty much ignoring them for the most part. There's some of the fire mouse back there. I think that's the biggest one. So doing good, but I'm gonna have to move some of the Nanolidia, and they're gonna be in like that 2.5 to 3 inch plus range. I'm not really sure which ones. I might keep a few of the bigger ones just to give them the best chance to hang out with the Dempseys and the fire mouse, but I know they're less aggressive, so give them a little size advantage. All right, down below, these are some of the Islanists that are available. And I know I'm listing them like at 2 inch plus or minus range. I think there's gonna be 7 available, so let me know if you're interested. And then last 40 gallon, another small batch of Real Guys, F1 Real Guys Feste. So anyways, that's it for this video. Outdoor in the pond. You know, I gave it a little update. The Brazilians are doing good and good enough to have a nice spawn, and so I pulled some of their fry. So any questions or interested in any of the fish, let me know if you're interested, guys. Leave a comment, like the video if you can, subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate that. Until the next one, take care. Bye.